Hi, Lost Canuck here, and today's the day I've been waiting 5 months for. That's right, new Lone Star Grillz pellet grill. It's my 42-inch pellet, just arrived this week. I finally got a chance to uncrate it. Thought I'd share the experience. So we'll uncrate it, then we'll take a look at some of the features and go from there. So if you're interested in buying one of these things, this is how you take it apart. So a couple tools that you're going to need is a razor knife, which I have right here for the shrink wrap. Probably a Sawzall with a metal blade to cut the nails in it. And then I got my wrecking hammer there. So let's cut this stuff off. Probably want to take the packing list out. You don't want to throw that away. And made in the USA. So this pellet grill, just before I start unwrapping it, 100% made in the United States. Controller, Fireboard Labs in Kansas. The pellet grill made in Conroe, Texas. Steel, labor, everything, all 100% US. So that's kind of a nice feature. So let's see what kind of damage we can do here. All right, all done. I'm just kidding. No, we're not done. Probably gonna have to cut this with some snips. Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. So you're probably gonna want to stand over there in case this thing flies and hits you. I don't want you to get hurt. Okay, let's get the straps cut. There we go. I'm going to take this panel off first, and that side panel, and then this. Maybe I can. No, I'll take those panels off first. Okay, so let's see. I checked the Sawzall to make sure that the blade, and you have to use a metal blade, is long enough that you're not going to hit on anything on the inside. Plus, it'll cut the nail head. So let's give her a shot here. All right, getting closer. Okay, so there is a nail down there. I'll just cut that. Okay, one side off. Well, looks like they got it banded in here. That's kind of neat. And of course, I've turned the crate the wrong way to wheel it off that way. So let's hope the 8-inch casters are forgiving for coming backwards. Okay, let's get the other side open. Yeah, that one on the bottom. And again, if you're interested in building a nice ice shack for the lake, these things are great. Okay, now this should just peel right off. Well, tell you what, Lone Star Grillz, the thing you make is an awesome crate. Okay, so the plan is to roll it off that way. Now the thing by itself is, well, it's 445 pounds. So I'm going to use these little pieces of wood that are nailed on here, put them down and use it as sort of a little ramp to help get it off. Okay, let's get this off here. That's going to be a bit of a jump. All right, well, a little change of plans. Plans always change. I happen to have these ramps for my lift that aren't being used right now, so they actually match up perfectly to the height of the wood on this pallet, so it might be a little easier for me to roll off. So next, I'm going to cut these straps and see if I can roll my grill off. So you probably want to get out of the way. This one. And finally this one. We don't want to scratch the heck out of the paint. They put these little corners on there to keep it all from getting scratched up. There, well, it hasn't moved, so that's... Oh, I think the wheel locks are on. Ricer, in your video, I saw you didn't take the wheel locks off. I'm not going to make the same mistake, but thanks for blazing the trail. Well, we'll see if that rolls. I don't know if it's going to roll or not. Okay, wheel locks are off. And if you can see, I got the hooks for my grates. That's what these are. I'll go through the features as soon as I roll this off. So wish me luck. There's a lot of weight here. Yeah, I'm gonna get my swimming hero son out here to just make sure I don't roll it through my garage door. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to roll this off. Like I said, I'm lucky. I have an auto ramp for my 4-post lift. So if you don't have that, I was going to make a little ramp out of those little 2x4 pieces and put them here, which I've seen other people do. But today we're going to just use my ramp and roll it off. All right, so let's take a real easy helper. Don't crush me. Okay, there we go. Nice and gentle. That's fine. It's good. Just let go. There. Done. Thank you. Thanks for the help. Okay, now which one are you? Yeah, that way. All right. So now we're going to take off the rest of the stretch wrap and see what they shipped me inside. My La Plancha should be inside, and probably some instructions. Okay, so now that it's off the pallet, I'm going to carefully remove the rest of the stretch wrap. See what's inside. There's my stainless steel handle. Well, just where it hit the side of the crate here, I'm going to have to get some touch-up paint. Yeah, oh well. It's not terrible. Stainless steel trim kit lid. It's got a gasket on it. Let's look in here. Okay, there's my extra stuff that I bought. Okay, so this is called a La Plancha. It's basically a griddle. I ordered with the, oh yeah, that's heavy. That's got to be 50 pounds for sure. Get this seasoned up. We'll make some smash burgers on that baby. Oh, there's my valve. Okay. So there should be a stainless frame in here for the La Plancha. And there's my 1.25" drain valve that I have to thread onto the port on the bottom. So I'm going to put that here. So there's my fireboard probes that come with it. And a quick start guide. Very nice. Okay, so this is the universal grate holder. Comes with the grill. It goes in. Well, this is a shorter for the top one, but it goes in like that. It goes on the bottom. And then you put your La Plancha in here. Or if you have other grates, grill grates that you want to use, that's the universal holder. All right, well, I won't be seasoning my grill tonight because it's getting pretty late. Here's the bottom grate. The nice thing about this grill is it's got these catches on it, so you can load up your food here and then just put it right back in there. You can see this is a pretty solid steel here. Minimum 3/16 everywhere. One thing I did notice right off the bat is they've changed their probe location a little bit. It used to be like a little stub over here, but now they've got it coming more out into the food zone. Okay, so this is your deflector plate with the cover. So if you want to flame grill something, you just move this back, and then your flames come out that way. And for smoking, you just have it closed like that. Here's the gasket for the door. It's 3/16. It's got a fair heft to it, yeah. And there we go. There's the main deflector plate. So when I can be ready to season this here, probably this week when I get back. And I did get the stainless steel trim kit. So the stack cover, stainless steel. And I gotta peel the stuff off the stainless. Oh, and I did get the stainless steel side table and pull handle. So that's your pull handle when you're moving it. And there's the stainless side table. Again, I have to peel the protective plastic off. Some more changes they've made. So this is new. You know, the funny thing is I ordered the, see that box there? That's the Mr. Bowler Jack side table. So if there's anybody in the Twin Cities area that needs a side table that hasn't ordered it with the side shelf, it's looking for a good home. So anyways, stainless side table with the new design pull handle, stainless front table, nice easy closing door. Let's go through some of the features quick. So it comes standard with a Fireboard Labs controller, one of the best controllers out on the market. It's got a stainless probe port here that I'm pointing at right now. That's to run, you can run up to 6 probes on off the bottom of this Fireboard and through your probe port here. Stainless, I ordered the stainless trim package, so the lid for this is stainless steel. Normally it's carbon steel. So a couple of things that some of the guys on different online have said. So you see this here on the back of this lid here. So if you put this all the way down repeatedly over and over, it's gonna chip the paint on there. So I've got a little piece of rubber that I'm gonna put on there, stop that from happening. You know, and then if the right now the gasket's down here, I'm gonna leave it alone, not touch it. But if it ever does come off, I'm gonna relocate it to the lid with lava lock, and I don't have to worry about foods, especially on the bottom here, splashing on it. Same with these little stainless steel tables. So when I drop this edge here is gonna hit here. So I'm gonna put some rubber, you know, on this part where it's gonna hit the paint. See how, I don't want to ding it, but if I slammed it in there hard, it would ding the paint. Okay, there's the stack cover. All right, and then I'll peel this off later, and I'll do this later. I'm gonna get a little can of touch-up paint from the guys down in Texas. Whatever it arrived relatively, it's 100% unscathed. I I accepted it because there was no damage to the outside, but this can hit the side of the crate. I did get the grill hooks for the back, so you can hang the grills that I just put over there. You can hang them up here while you're cleaning your grill. Oh, another change they made on the Lone Star is the older ones had a grate on the bottom. They made that to a solid. So they've done a few changes. New side table, new pull handle. I got mine in stainless. You can get this in carbon steel. The front table standard, I got mine in stainless, and then I ordered the trim kit with the stainless lid and the stainless stack cover. And then one other thing that they've changed, you're going to have to get down low here with me. They've added this stainless steel handle to the burn pot. So let's just take the burn. This is a really nice feature of the Lone Star grill. Is the removable burn pot, 100% removable. Slide right out. You can take it out, dump your ashes out, put it back in. So this handle's new, stainless. It's pretty nice. And then there's a gasket around there. So when it's time to season it, I'll get it all seasoned up. But we don't have to take everything apart like I just did to get to the burn pot. Full pellet dump. You just release this, pull it up, dump all your pellets out, put it back down. So you got to put a bucket under there, of course, but you can easily change that out. And then if you look inside here, you can see the auger is hollow and open, so it's very hard to get a auger jam. And then one other nice feature, if you look inside here, so you can see the auger and it's rounded. My finger is here. See the end of that? It's rounded. So the pellets come out of here, come down this slide here to here, and drop into the burn pot. So getting burn back from your burn pot into your hopper is, well, nothing in life's impossible, but this is almost next to impossible. So they build this like a stick, you know, it looks like almost like a stick burner, except it's got a pellet, you know, system on it, which is really nice. It's kind of a, you can set it and forget it, and they've worked with Fireboard in Kansas City on the controller to mimic the best they can on how a stick burner works. So these things smoke. I've seen a lot of videos on how well they smoke. So okay, so here on the next part of the video, we're going to season this thing and burn it in and see the smoke come out of it. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so we got it out of the crate. There wasn't anything to assemble really. Took the plastic off the stainless shelves, front and side. So that's all done. And I put some felt here and some felt there just for the hinges. You see the paint's chipping a little bit because I put some paint or some felt on there so it wouldn't chip anymore. And then I put some little bumper guards here on the side shelf so that when it swings down it doesn't damage stuff. And that's thank you, Eric, on the posts for pointing that out. Good idea. I'm going to put some here, I just haven't done it yet. But when they ship the valve to you, it comes loose just like this. So let's cut it open. They really wrap this sucker. I almost said a bad word on YouTube. Okay, well they put enough stretch wrap on it, so this thing should not have any scratches on it. That I know for sure. Knowing my luck, the lost Canuck luck, we'll cut the handle accidentally. Okay, there it is. Holy crap. Gonna use a little Teflon tape on the threads down below, just because I like to keep everything sealed. This stuff is good for oil, gas, etc. So since grease is oil, Back to my old maintenance days. You got your Teflon tape on the thread so it doesn't leak. Now you just simply thread the ball valve on. That's off. That's off. All right, so we got the ball valve on there. It's closed. It's tight, and it shouldn't leak. So we should be all right. Okay, Lost Canuck here. Next step is seasoning and burn-in. I'll see you then. Hey, Lost Canuck here. Well, I'm back. And I was just putting a little bit of that rubber bumper material on my shelves so that when you pull them down, it doesn't chip the paint off your grill. So I'm getting ready to season. And basically I've soaked a rag in some hot water. And I just want to wipe off any of the construction oils. I'll wipe it off first. I don't know if you can see this. Wipe it down a little bit, yeah. And this is just water. There's no soap, no chemicals, no oils, anything like that. Just wipe it off. And basically, during the manufacturing of steel, they use oil to cure some of it. So I'm just wiping, and you can see some of the blackness coming off here. So let me get that. So, well, the grease trap had a lot of shavings, but you can see my rag is getting a little prickly here. All right, now I'm going to dry this off and then apply the oil to it. So let's wipe it off with a rag to dry it, and then I'll apply the oil. Be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to dry it with a clean rag. You can see the date that I got my manufacturing notice, October 31st, Halloween, and that's my purchase order number, 24911. So I'm guessing that's how they keep track of everything. Manufacturing plant. You know, I ran out of PAM, so all I've got left is some tallow, some Wagyu tallow. Okay, so step 2, after I wiped out a lot of the oils, is I'm going to spray it down with my tallow, get the insides all coated, get my grates coated, get the deflector plate coated, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. Just going to do a light coat. Get the top. And this is just so your pit doesn't rust. And whatever you missed, you can use your rag. I'm going to spray a little bit on this rag here. Okay, so we're just going to spray the rag here. Towel on it. And then just wipe the inside surfaces down, making sure there's oil on everything. You don't want to get any on your gaskets because they'll peel off. Okay, now this is going to help you cure the high temp paint on your grill and the steel so it doesn't rust. And as you cook, you're going to create some grease in your cooks, and that will also help season. Although, you know, as you cook and slosh stuff on this lower gasket, it might come off. So, you know, I've bought some extra Lavalock gasket material so that eventually, someday, I'll put the gasket on that part of the door. Alright, so they say to spray the inside of your burn pot, which is what I'm going to do. That's this. So I'll just get the surfaces here. Alright, so we sprayed the inside of the burn pot. Now the deflector plate is next. we can do this little plate. All right, so we're seasoning these plates up so they won't rust. Rust is not your friend. Although up here in Wisconsin in the winter time, it's pretty dry, so I mean, I'm not around the Gulf of Mexico or the coast or anything, so maybe it won't be too bad. But in the summertime, it gets pretty humid around here. All 9 weeks of our summer. Little joke there. Okay, so now let's do the main deflector plate. That'll be fun. Okay, that's that. Just wipe some of the oil on here, make sure it's on all the sides. Don't forget to do the bottom. That's the part that gets the heat. It's all coated. Careful it doesn't slip out of your hands. Whoops. It is important that this slot, or this tab, gets put back into the slot properly so you know it's in the right spot. Okay, so we're good here. Let me grab my deflector plate and put it on top. Or sorry, the slide plate for the deflector. See? Slides back and forth, covering the searing zone. So we're going to cover that up. Now I'm going to season the grates and then we'll be done and we can turn this thing on. Okay, so I like to try, when I season these grates, from my experience, I like to spray down so it gets all the surfaces. All right, so these are coated, and this is the bottom one with the handle. Again, I'll do the front, top, and back. And we'll put this in, and now it's ready to be turned on and brought up in slow increments, okay? When I say slow increments, we're going to go outside, plug this in. We're going to start the pit at 175, run it for an hour because I really want to cure this paint. Oh, I did forget one thing. I should wipe the inside of the door very lightly. Not using tons of oil because it'll get into your gasket. See, just like this. In fact, I'm not even going to go where the gasket sits on the door. I'll try and stay away maybe around this weld here. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to set it at 175, let it run like that for an hour. Now, the controller is a PID controller. And for us engineering geeks, that's proportional, integral, and derivative. Okay, now each one of them on their own is great or good, but when you combine all three together, it controls your pit very tightly, okay, very evenly. So, but the algorithm on it will, as it's figuring out how fast to load pellets, etc., every time you do a cook on this thing, it's going to adjust its algorithm a little bit. So the first time out, it's probably going to overshoot. That's why you want to start low, 175. And I'm going to bring it up to 200, let it run for an hour, and then 225. And by the time you get up to 225, it shouldn't be overshooting too much. Okay. Then I'm going to let it burn for 6 hours, and then we'll be done. So we're going to take it outside, load it up with pellets, and start our burn in. Plug it in, see what happens. See outside. Well, we probably want to put some pellets in the hopper before we go outside. Might be a little easier. So, get this thing opened up. Well, like I say, I'm not a professional of any kind. I'm just your regular old backyard, average grilling kind of guy. And let's go outside, wheel this thing outside and get her going. Hey, Lost Canuck here. Well, it's a cold winter solstice day. It's the 21st of December. Darkest, shortest day of the year. But hey, don't worry. The sun will come up in the morning and all will be fine. So, got the pellets loaded in. It's cold, it's windy. We'll see how this thing does. There's a lot of steel to heat up. So I'm going to plug this in for the first time ever. See what happens. I don't know how exciting this is going to be, but it's kind of exciting for me. Red light blinking. Oh, one very important thing to do before you get going is make sure your stack is 100% open. Okay? Otherwise, you'll get an error. So I think you press this button to turn it on. Yeah. Oh ho! Look at that. And look, we've never used this yet. So you press one of the 3 buttons on the side here and hold it. Is what I was told. Stand by. Okay, there's 3 buttons on the side here, and I'm going to throw a little light on the situation because it's so dark outside. So you're supposed to press and hold. Well, you know what? It's not primed or anything, but let's press the button and see what happens. And I'll turn this down 175, like I promised. So the auger is not full yet. I can hear pellets dropping into the auger. There she goes. It thinks it's 62 out, but maybe that's the temperature inside the pit. It's been in my nice heated garage there for a while. Well, I can hear pellets going into the burn pot. That's always a good thing. And I don't have this hooked up to Wi-Fi yet, so I'll get that hooked up here at a later time. Let's see if we can see any pellets going in there. So I don't know if you can see that or not. But there's the pellets being dropped down the chute into my burn pot. And it says it's starting. So I'm going to close the lid back up so it doesn't get too cold. Not understand what's going on. And I've set the temperature at 175. I smell hot wood chips, so that's a good sign. Now remember, the lighting, the igniter in this pit is a hot ceramic igniter. It's good to, I think it's 100,000 times or 50,000 times. So I don't know if I'll ever get that many cooks in my life. And I'm probably wrong, so you can correct me down in the comments if I am wrong. But yeah, I got her set at 175. So we're going to leave, once it's lit, we're going to leave this go for an hour like that. Get the steel on the inside warm, get the steel warmed up because it's so cold and windy out here. Well, I think I see a little smoke coming out of there. Let's take a look. You guys see any smoke coming out of the stack? I think I see a couple of wisps. Oh yeah, there it is. All right. So you can see the smoke. So it is lit. And the controller's starting, so that's a good sign. First time it's ever been fired up. And even the temperature's starting to climb. So my ears are freezing. And you can see from the smoke, well, this is the first smoke, so it'll be dirty smoke, but it is windy out here and cold. So we're going to let her, well, it's going to take a long time for this thing to get up to 175, so I'll come back in about 10 minutes and we'll see where we're at. Alright, I'm back, and this thing's really smoking. I have it set at 175 currently, and let me zoom out a little bit. It's cold out here, and I'm trying to cure the paint nice and slowly. So, well, temperature's dropped a little bit. But looking at my fireboard controls, still looks pretty good. But yeah, this thing's smoking like nuts. And it's been 175 for about an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn it up to 200. There we go, 200. Check to make sure we got pellets in there. Yeah, the pellets. All right. So off to 200 it goes, and I'll check back with you in about an hour. Hey, Lost Canuck here. Well, it's been another hour at 200, and we're seasoning up the high temp paint here well. So I'm going to go to 225, which is the manufacturer's recommended temperature. and I'm going to leave it there for 3 hours. So here we go. All right, she set at 225. Just going to check the pellets. So this thing hasn't stopped smoking. I don't know if you can see, but this thing has not stopped smoking. I am so impressed by the amount of smoke coming out of this thing. Really, I am. Anyways, so we'll see in about 3 hours. She should all be seasoned in, and I'll roll it back into the garage. Lost Canuck here. It's getting too smoky, so I'm going to go inside. Okay, well, Lost Canuck here. And I've been seasoning this thing. I had 6 hours on it on the 225, and then 6 hours at 250. And let me tell you, it's been smoking like a freight train. This Lone Star Grillz really puts out the smoke. I'm very impressed. So, anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut her down and do a cool off. So, press any one of these 3 buttons and power off. There, it's powering down. It's going into its cool down mode, which it burns off the pellets. It's not going to put any more pellets in the hopper. So anyways, this is just a brief review of the Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet grill. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.